It's time to step into a new world.
Balan Wonderworld needs to be delayed. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This game has some serious fundamental issues that need to be tweaked. And I just want to say this right out of the gate that I don't have a script for this video. I'm just kind of going to ramble on, so I apologize for any stuttering or anything like that, but there's a lot of stuff that I want to get off my chest about this game after playing it. I take no pleasure in saying that this game is not looking good. You know, I am a huge fan of Yuji Naka. You know, as a Sonic fan, as a fan of Sega in general, I'm a fan of Yuji Naka, I'm a fan of Noto Oshima, and I'm super thankful that Square Enix is giving them a platform to create something that they want to create without really any restrictions. But at the end of the day, I can't ignore how vanilla this game feels. That's the best way I could describe it, is it's just vanilla. It's like there's nothing super interesting here. Now, don't get me wrong, it can be interesting. There is an interesting premise at hand. You know, there is a story here that's really heartwarming and charming. You know, like you have the farmer who's trying to farm, and then, you know, the rain and tornado comes in and ruins all his hard work, and it's like it brings him down. And, you know, the whole from what I've gathered, the story of the game is about, you know, kind of like battling, like kind of like sadness, depression, like that type of thing. And that's heartwarming. And I think that's also a really important message for kids nowadays. And, you know, I like that type of thing. And that's why I think this game, I don't want it canned. I don't want it to do bad. I want it to get cooked more. I want them to work on it more, because there's a lot of potential there. You know, I love the story that Yuji Naka loves to put in his games. I love when he tries to bring out a message. Same with Nights, you know, that's what he did. It was about nightmares, but this is more about like depression. And it's the same thing, but it's cool. And I think not a lot of games, you know, go that route where they try to kind of bring a positive message or lead the player feeling better, like they really accomplished something. So I like that about this game, and that's why I want it to succeed. I really want it to be cooked more and to be worked on, because again, it's charming, and there's a lot of really great aspects about this game, but that I want to be fleshed out. And this game screams early 2000s, late 90s Sega game. It does. It looks like it. It sounds like it. It looks amazing. The trailers they had for this game really had me going, but all my excitement died when I played the demo. If you guys watched my live stream a couple days ago, you guys would know, you know, some of the problems I had in my first impression. Okay. Guys? What just happened? What just happened? Yo! Did the game just freeze? Hello? Whoa, whoa, whoa! Are we good? Are we good? What was that? What was that? The game just... Are we good? The game just crashed! Toggle display, look at that. Not responding. It was Balan. It just crashed my entire goddamn... Bro! What's up? What? Yo! Chat! No. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Did it just do it again? What is this? Look. Happiness game has crashed and will close. Yeah, not the best first impression. In fact, I actually looked around to see if anyone else had this issue regarding PC, and it seems to be some sort of driver issue, some sort of compatibility issue with a driver. The thing is, all my drivers on my PC are updated, so I don't know what caused that. I still don't know what causes that, so I'm just led to believe that the game is just not optimized. Nevertheless, I was able to play it on PS5, and I didn't really run into any issues there. But the issues I did run into were not ones that were not supposed to have happened, more so just the design of the game. First thing first, the player speed. This is something I noticed in the initial trailers for this game, and I mentioned it then, but it does seem like the player's moving a little slow and the animations looked a little stiff. But I assumed because, it's just a trailer, maybe that's just early gameplay. They'll probably tweak it over time, but nothing has changed between 6 months ago with that trailer up till now with this demo. And I'm left wondering why. Like, did no one on the development team, like no one, while playing this game said, this is really freaking slow? Like, no one. That's like the number one complaint I've been seeing across the board, and I can't blame them because, initially I'm thinking to myself, okay, so it does seem slow, but maybe if I continue to play it, it'll ease up, I'll get used to it, and I won't have to think about it anymore. I'll get used to the movement speed of this game. But no, like, it just never eases up. You will always feel like you were running with bricks for feet. You will constantly feel that restriction from your speed. Your speed is such a big hindrance in this game, and it really pains me too, because it seems like there is parts in this game where if they did speed it up a little bit, it wouldn't change a whole lot in terms of the design that they chose, the level design. I feel like they could still speed up the character and tweak that and not really have to worry about having to change, like being able to platform still. But that brings up another thing, is the platforming in the game is not anything too interesting. It's not too bad, honestly. It really, we didn't experience too much of this game in the demo. We experienced about 4 worlds. So it really wasn't too bad, but at the end of the day, it really wasn't anything interesting. Again, it's vanilla. And the animations in the game, it looks like something out of a fan-made game. And I'm not trying to say that to again, dunk on this game. I take no pleasure in doing this, but that's the first thing I think of is the animations in this game, like with the character running. It just looks fan-made. It looks like something made on Dreams, or it looks like something in Gmod. Like, the animation doesn't look good. But then I remind myself, why is the animation like that, like across the board? Like, why is the animation just this default awkward running animation? And then I thought about it. Maybe it's because they have 80 power-ups in this game that all use the same animation. Yeah, that's not a joke. There is 80 power-ups. I'm sorry, over 80 power-ups in this game. Why? Why would you do that to yourself, Yuji Naka? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, if you want to make a platformer, great. If you want to have power-ups, awesome. Why do this to yourself where you say you're going to add over 80 power-ups to your game? There's no way in hell he was able to come up with 80 power-ups with no problems. I would have, anyone who was creating a game that would have to create 80 power-ups, they would have had burnout. There's no way. For example, you get this power up in the game that it's kind of like a dragon. I don't know exactly what you are, but you get this power up where you could shoot these green fireballs and you could destroy these bricks, right? Which is great. But the problem with that fireball or with that power up is it takes away your ability to jump because everything is on one button. So now you could only stand there and shoot fireballs. But then you have to think to yourself, okay, well, the Tasmanian Devil power-up also destroys bricks, and I could jump. So it's like, what's the point of that power-up? That's my point where it comes to, them deciding to push in 80-plus power-ups into this game. There's no way there's not going to be overlap. There's no way, some power-ups are going to make some nullified, and that's the thing, you could bring power-ups with you. You can save, I think, up to 3 power-ups, so you can bring power-ups wherever you go. As far as I know, I don't know if it's going to be different in the full game, but based on the demo, I mean, you could bring power-ups wherever you go. You could choose your power-ups before you go into a world, so it's so some power-ups will nullify others, and I guess that's the problem with, again, putting 80 plus power-ups in your game. It just seems unnecessary, and adding that many power-ups doesn't make it a memorable experience. I feel like if there's 80 power-ups, I'm gonna forget over half of them. I understand it's kind of like a dream world in a way, you're kind of in their subconscious or something like that. But to do 80 power-ups, it's unnecessary. And again, it feels like a hindrance that you're doing to yourself here. Even if you cut that number by half, if you had 40 power-ups, that's too many. 30 power-ups, still a little bit too many. If you want to have maybe 15 or 10 of them, that's great. And really flesh them out, that's awesome. But to add over 80 that's ridiculous. And I feel like that is what's really causing them to kind of hinder everything else. I feel like that's probably why the player speed is the way it is. That's why the animation is the way it is. It's worrying. It's why are you hindering everything else over this dumb decision you made forever ago, you know? Now that's not confirmed, but I'm willing to bet money that that is the reason why the game is the way it is, why it's at that speed, why the animation is a default running animation that looks awkward as hell, because they want that animation to work across all the upgrades, and they want the player speed to be the same across all the upgrades. And now I have seen footage from the Switch version of this demo, and my God, talk about a game that looks like, okay, it's one thing to make a game that feels like it's out of early 2000s, late 90s. It's another to make a game look like it's out of the early 2000s, late 90s. Yeah, no, the Switch version looks like garbage. It's literally like everything looks like it's like nighttime. Everything is darker on the Switch version, and the resolution, oh my God, the resolution, the textures look so muddy. It is so bad. And I know the Switch version could do better. There's better looking games on the Switch right now, but clearly they didn't want to take a whole lot of time in making sure the Switch version could be the best it could be. All they really did was lower down the textures, lower down, you know, the draw distance, lower down the resolution, and they called it a day. That's all they really did. And it's really sad to see. The Switch version could have a lot of potential. If this game is made for kids, which it does seem to be that way, because my God, do I feel alienated. Literally every button on your controller does the same thing. All you could do is move around and jump. That's it. I mentioned this in my live stream, is when you get a power-up. Okay, so for example, the power-up where you're the Tasmanian Devil, where you can jump and spin and break things. You can't normal jump before you do that. When you think of like a platformer with a power-up, you could jump and then you could do a normal jump and then you could do the power-up, right? Kind of like a double jump, but you know, essentially you can control when to do said power-up. But in this game, you can't. You just have to press the button once and they do the power-up. Same thing with like the kangaroo with a bunny power up. The one that essentially is like the Yoshi jump. You can't just do a jump and then do the power up. You have to hold the button to do it like in one thing, and it's weird. It feels limiting. And again, I feel like that's the case because they mapped every button on the controller to do the same thing. All the face buttons jump, including the triggers. Was this game made for 3-year-olds? Because again, I for people like me who have played platformers before, I feel super freaking alienated right now. I feel like the game thinks I'm dumb. Honestly, it feels like the game thinks I'm dumb. And that honestly isn't like, you know, the worst thing in the world, but it's just the small things over time that really build up. The NPCs disappearing when you get near them, the gameplay as a whole just being boring. And at the end of the day, the game is $60? No. No. From what I've played so far with this demo, I'm sorry to say it is not worth $60. And I feel like this game is not the best Yuji Naka could do. This game has a lot of potential. It really does. And that's why I don't want them to just can it or just to throw it out or for no one to buy it. I want them to delay this game. Delay the game, tweak the gameplay, tweak the player speed, tweak a little bit of the animations here and there. Fix the Switch version. That would fix the majority of my complaints and make it probably a quite enjoyable experience. I didn't necessarily hate my time when I played this game, but it was very meh, and I don't want the game to be meh. There's a lot of potential there. Again, I have great respect for Yuji Naka and Square Enix, but this game has a lot of fundamental flaws that need to be ironed out. And if they want this game to have the full potential it can be, or for the Balan company to be a company that will last, they need to delay this game and listen to feedback. Because at the end of the day, what is the point of releasing a demo if you don't have enough time to listen to feedback? I will never understand that. Yes, I know the demo is created to, you know, gather hype, like, oh man, I played a little bit of it, so I can't wait to buy the full thing. But no, this demo didn't make me excited. This demo actually killed any and all excitement I had for this game, and I'm not alone for that. There's a lot of people who are like, yeah, I'm not gonna buy it now. Like the demo just saved my money. So if they really want to, you know, turn a profit with this game, or if they want this game or the Balan company as a whole to actually mean something beyond this game, they need to delay this game. They need to work on it some more. It needs to be cooked some more. There's way too many flaws for them to just kind of ignore. The Switch version specifically needs to be delayed. Like that one, if anything, the Switch version absolutely needs to be delayed. It looks horrible and it runs at like 3 frames a second. So yeah, even when there's just a couple enemies on screen, the Switch version will chug. That is horrible. And you know, I mentioned a lot of problems with this game, especially with the Switch port. One of the main things I noticed was the bosses. I've been hearing online that the bosses were T-posing. I didn't see it like myself when I played. That wasn't until I did the footage you're seeing now, which is what I re-recorded for my PS5. The boss ended up T-posing for me right in the beginning, and I thought that would be like only the Switch version. Like that's what people have been saying. Like, oh, the Switch version is really buggy, but like, oh man, like this is the PS5 version and the boss T-pose. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be tweaked, and I don't want the team to be stressed. I don't want them to be like rushing to get stuff done. I feel like the game just needs to be delayed. So that's really all I have to say is, Square Enix, Yuji Naka, please delay your game. Give this game a fighting chance. It has potential. It's right there. Just tweak some stuff. Tweak the player speed, tweak the animations, fix the Switch version, and map things to different buttons. You got to tweak this out a bit. And lower the price, because no one's going to pay $60 for this and the way it is. That's all I have to say, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. See you later, procrastinators.